where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has instructed it on chanting the beautiful, famous, well-known verse, Trinadapi Shunechena, Taroreva Saheshuna, Amanina, Manabhina, Vitanaya Sadaharihi. One who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor, but is always prepared to give all respect to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord. Yesterday, we saw the definition of humility by Srila Prabhupada and also by Srila Sanatana Goswami, and we'll continue reading further on this particular topics. Thus, the root of all offenses which prevent us from incessantly chanting the holy name is the enjoying disposition caused by the false ego and resulting in the bodily conception of life. Impelled by this attitude, one turns away from serving Krishna and regards the whole world as an instrument to satisfy his senses. At the same time, one is dragged into the subordination of the lower modes of ignorance and passion. By the contact with the mode of passion, one's loving original love of Krishna is transformed into insatiable lust and then into anger and illusion, which are both symptoms of mode of ignorance. So what is being said here is from the Bhagavad Gita verse where Krishna says, Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajoguna Samudbhava, Mahasano Mahapapa, Vidhi Enam Iha Vairinam. Where Arjuna asks, what is the cause of my going back to all these unwanted things? And Krishna says, it's just cause of these two things, Kamam and Krodha. Kama Esha, Krodha Esha. So these are the two big enemies, which is cause of all the problems that we have in our life. And continuing on this, the etymology of the word aparadha is radha, arthat, aradhanat, aradhanat, radha, arthat, aradhanat, apahatah, which means being turned away from service, or more exactly, being turned away from the service of Radharani and his maid servant. This aversion leads to offenses, especially against devotees. Since the process of Krishna consciousness aims at becoming a servant of the servant of the servant of Sri Krishna, one cannot follow this process as long as one wants to be the enjoyer of all one surveys. So here's another point that's being made in this paragraph. The first paragraph talks about the cause of all this is kamam and krodham. Lust and anger are the cause of it. And why one have to get anger? That also Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita very clearly, that it is unfulfilled desire which becomes the cause of all and then gradually leads to anger and delusion and so forth. Dhyayato vishyan pumsaha sangattesu parihayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamakrodha avichayate. So he goes, this is in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna explains how one falls and what happens for one who got into the lust. Where the lust not necessarily, lust means it's a wider thing. Anything that we desire, we keep an attachment to a certain thing, an object that we want. That is desire, that is lust. Not necessarily the literal relationship of opposite gender, but lust can be varied on where we keep our attachment upon. So that's all lust. And of course, once that lust is not fulfilled, when it's fulfilled, no problem. Life is good. We don't get angry. So a problem comes when our lust is not getting fulfilled and we become angry on that particular object which became an obstacle in our life to get fulfilled with that particular lust for that particular object. Um, for children, for example, let's take a children. Children wants to uh, have some toy, and um, they have a toy and they want to play with the toy, and the parents says no. For that moment, even for children, parents becomes an enemy and they become angry upon the parent. Likewise, say if you want to go, and the best example we always talk about is you just go to the temple and prasadam is being served, and on that particular day you're thinking that you're going to have this beautiful wonderful prasadam of whatever the special item is, and you go there, that person is not giving you. Obviously your desire of wanting to eat that prasadam is not be fulfilled. Therefore, who became an object, who became an obstacle for you to get fulfilled, get the desire fulfilled? That person who was standing there or serving there, he becomes a target. So we get angry on that person. Krodha bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vipramaha. Smriti bramsat buddhi nasaha. When we get into this mode, what happened? Buddhi nasa pranashyati. We fall down into the clutches of Maya because of that reason of not our desire not getting fulfilled. Okay, let's see here the time. Okay, we can still go on. Continuing, the first step to realize the Pranadapi verse is therefore to practice detachment from the identification with the material body. As King Kulashekara prays, this body's beauty is fleeting, and at last the body must succumb to death after its hundreds of joints have become stiff with old age. So why bewildered fool? Are you asking for medication? Just take the elixir of Lord Krishna's name, the one cure that never fails. This is from Mukundamala, 37 sloka. Mukundamala is a beautiful set of stotras. By practicing detachment from the material conception of life, the devotee develops a natural attitude of humility and compassion for the conditioned soul captured in the cycle of birth and death. Free from envy, his heart is spotlessly pure. He has overcome the desire for honor and assumes an attitude of respect towards every living entity. Last paragraph. As soon as the holy name is revealed in the heart of the devotee, the qualities mentioned in the Trinadapi verse develop automatically by realizing that he is an eternal servant of Sri Krishna and that there is no necessity for material life. He becomes naturally disinclined to all that is material. He understands that gain and loss, birth and death, delight and pain have nothing to do with real spiritual life. They are nothing but after effects of previous karma. So after this, Maharaj goes into Pranadapi Taroreva Saheshana Amanina Manadhina, all these things, paragraph by paragraph, explaining this one. And we will learn more about this as we go further. Okay, let's see if there is any discussions.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Nandavad Pranam. Prabhu, you read in one of the sentences that both lust and anger are in a mode of ignorance, whereas in the Bhagavad Gita verse it says Kama Isha Krodha Isha Rajaguna Samudbhava, that they're in the mode of passion. So could you please explain that, Prabhu?
Ask the question again. I'm not clear. What's the question?
Prabhu, when you read this, there is a sentence in the book that both lust and anger are in the mode of ignorance.
By the contact. Mhm. Both symptoms of mode of ignorance. Yeah, so here by the contact with the mode of passion, One's original love of Krishna transformed into insatiable love, and then into and illusion. Anger and illusion, which are both symptoms of mode of ignorance. Yeah, and your question?
And the question is in the Bhagavad Gita verse that you quoted. It says, Kama isa, Krodha isa, Rajoguna samudbhava, that both are in the mode of passion.
Hmm. So
So,
why then it is being told mode of ignorance?
yes, bro.
Well, probably it's just anger, then it leads to mode of ignorance, obviously. That could be the reason why it's been combined together here. It's just a cycle. It just leads one to another one. That could be the reason why it's been combined together here. That's the only thing I can think of. Not sure otherwise why. Unless anyone has any explanation. They're all one, they're all hand in hand, go together, work together. Technically, what you're saying is right. Okay. Anything else? No more questions? And we have 3 more minutes. Gopal, you want to add anything to that one? That's all I can think of. I don't have any other answer for that.
That's fine, bro. Yeah, maybe we can discuss sometime offline. So I was thinking another thing also in the 16th chapter. This is when Krishna talks about the three gates to hell. That Kama, Krodha, and
Yeah.
Lobha. The three things. And there, I think he also in the purport Prabhupada clarifies that both all of them are in the mode of ignorance, if I remember correctly. So yeah, maybe I'll read that purport and then
You
I'll
can read and then post it in our group.
yes, bro. So, yeah,
That would be helpful.
yes, bro.
Okay. If there's nothing else, then 2 minutes is left. We can just chant for 2 minutes. Whoever wants to chant.